Good day, everyone. My name is Olagunju Kazamaika, and I'm going to be taking you through this practical section on entity relationship diagram. As you all know, entity relationship was introduced by Peter Chen in the year 1976. And the essence was to actually establish the relationship between entities within a database. So today, we use entity relationship to represent objects in the real world. Objects like humans, like employees in a company or organization, like departments in a company, like departments in a university, lecture halls, hostels of students, and all of that just to establish relationship between all of these entities or objects. So in short, we'll say that entity relationship diagram is the structural format of our database. So in this tutorial, we're going to be working with draw.io to actually give us a simple illustration of ER diagram with entities and relationships. And this video is for educational purpose. This is an example of what draw.ai has been used for. This is just giving you a network diagram, of course, more like a network diagram. But in our case, we are going to be using it for a database diagram. Let's go. To start, you will go to drawio.com for you to be able to download the application. So you click on download and you will look at this window installer. You click on this window installer, then your download will start. You can see that my download has started at this point. So you wait for it to take a little time. Then once your download is complete, you can access the file there, which is draw, something like this, draw.io. The version that it downloads, then that will be fine. Download is complete, you run the application for you to be able to install it. So you come to draw.io, you click on it, then it takes you to this place. You click on yes for you to accept, then the installation will continue. You just follow the on-screen instruction for you to be able to install your application. You can see it is done, completed. It won't take time at all. That is how to go about the installation. So once your installation is complete, just search for draw.io, then you can start the application. This is the offline version of this application. So you have this Outlook. Right, the first thing you will notice is this menu up here where you can have file, edit, view, arrange, and all of that. So if you click on file, you have a whole lot. If you have done some work before, you can actually search for the work you have done before and you navigate down there using the open. If you just want to start, you use new. If you want to save a file, maybe you are done working on this page, you save as. If you want to export, you can export as picture, export as SVG, as PDF, HTML, and all of that. And under the feature, you see general, and advanced, basic, arrow, relationship, entity relation. So you click on entity relation. All right. So once you get entity relation, assuming we want to have a database that contains 4 tables, it has 4 tables. It has department table, employee table, skill table, and employee skill tables. So we're going to be working with this to actually do that. So once you select what you want, you just click on it. If you select this, you click on it, and you have exactly what you have done here. So I have this, let me have this table, let me put this table somewhere around here. Okay, so the name of the table, you put the name of the table here, assuming this is employee table, as employee, assuming we have this other table somewhere around here, and then we have yet another table by the name, department somewhere around here. Let's have department here. Department. Okay. Then this can be skill, while the other table will now be, let's call this one employee. Let's call this skill. Yep. Why this will be employee skill. All right, employee skill. Good. So these are the 4 tables we want to work with, but we want to show the connection between these tables and how it's going to be. So at this point, this employee will definitely have employee ID, right? To have employee ID as the primary key. This is primary key, employee ID. Then every employee must have first name. Also, the employee will have last name. Assuming the employee is also to have email. So you will click on this email. For you to duplicate this, you just right click, then you choose duplicate. So it will show here, then we'll put department ID. Okay, for this, you can move to this place and row, you give it a name. So employee skill. So you give it, say, email. Give it, say, employee ID. Then this second one, you give it skill ID. Then at this point, you can call it skill description. Skill description. Okay, for this, we have to delete this because there is really nothing here. So for you to delete it, you just come delete. That's straightforward. Then for this skill, skill will also have its own ID, skill ID. Then you have skill description, skill description under skill. Why? Once it is under this, then this will have to be skill level. Yep. Okay, this is skill level. Like that. But now let us, okay, we are here to settle department. For department, you have department ID, then you have name of the department, then you have maybe phone number. Let's say phone number. Phone number. Right. Let's just leave it as that. Let's delete this. So, yep. So now we have created this, and as we can see, let's delete this row. Yep. Let's delete this row. Okay. Yes, we delete this row, then we delete this row too. This. Yep. Now that we have our tables in place, we now need to show the connection between the table, assuming it has a one-to-many relationship between department and employee. That means one department can actually have many employees. So let us see the relationships are there. You just need to check one mandatory to many. So let me use this. That means at least one department must have an employee. So you take this tail end, so you put it to the primary key, which is the department ID, and it will now go to employee ID. Once you do that, you have established the relationship between the employee table and the department table. So you take this tail end and take it and link it to the department ID. So you will notice that the department ID here is actually a department year ID. So this will be foreign key, not ordinary. It will be foreign key. Okay, so under department ID is primary key, but under employee it is foreign key, as you can see here. All right, let's move on. You can either go here to get one mandatory to many option, or you just duplicate this. So you duplicate, okay, so you can still duplicate again. You can duplicate this again. Yep. Copy. Okay, let me paste. Yeah. Those are ways by which you can actually duplicate. For you to work around this now, let me remove this also. So we have these two. We now need to show the relationship. All right, so we want to show the relationship between this employee table and employee skill. So you just tell this take n, this tail end, you take it, then to be the primary key, then you drag this other end to, yep, that shows that this is actually the primary key. However, when it comes here, it becomes a foreign key. All right, to also establish the relationship between the employee skill and skill. Yep, and we bring this here. Okay, so with this, we have been able to actually draw this relation, entity relationship diagram. So it's very simple. All that we have learned in class, you can actually follow this and you will be able to draw your own too. This now you can export it. Once you are done, you can save it as let's say practical class 1. So assuming I want to save to, let's say, personal, and let me just save it here. Let me save it to this personal, then go to my lecture notes. Yep. So assuming I want to save it here. Good. So with that, we come to the end of this class. Thank you very much.